So here I'm going to put additional body mounts on this 61. There's convertible mounts that go in the middle of the frame. The stock sedans and the hardtops don't have these. There's just 4 mounts that are welded, usually from the factory, on the frame to help stabilize the convertible, because there's no structure on the roof or anything like that. Let's see if I can get a view up underneath here. So from the factory, there's already holes in the support here. This hole here is for the back mount, and you can see this frame is already painted. So I'm actually going to drill and tap the frame rather than weld it. So I modified some aftermarket brackets that are available, which I'll show you in a second. And this is the hole for the front. So what I do is I'll tape this off, and then I run a drill bit through the middle of this all the way through the floor, and then we'll go up on the top side, and I'll show you what I do up there. So here on the top side, you can see right down through the floor. So it's 4 spots. There's 2 in the front that are a shorter bracket, and then there's 2 in the back that go into this cross member here. Again, the holes are already in the stock cross member, so you just need to find the center. I usually run a 1/4 inch drill bit up through there, and then a 1/4 inch drill bit will center the hole saw for this. And the hole saw diameter will be the pipe sleeve, which I'm going to show you right now. So this is the pipe I use, and I weld a washer on it, and dress the bottom so it sits flat, because it's going to sit inside that cross member, and I want that to be sandwiched on the cross member, and we'll weld around this outside. But another trick is to drop the pipe down inside the hole saw hole that you make, and then trace where the pipe goes down through the floor, and then you cut the top half of this pipe off, and it'll sit flush to the top of the floor, and the washer will be flush to the bottom, and that'll sandwich the cross member to the frame, which will give us more stability. Another trick too, as I said, this floor is already painted. I'm sorry, the floor and the frame are painted. So I cut the flange off these aftermarket mounts and made it 1 inch wide and added 5/16 holes. The original style is only about half that, and it's not enough to really drill a hole and then use a bolt with a washer. It's just too tight. So I sliced it off. This is the back one. Same thing, just 4 bolts. And then before I even punch these holes, I'll make sure I put a body mount in the bracket, set that onto the bottom of the floor, and then mark my holes, drill and tap. And then, in fact, I'm probably going to bolt that to the car and tighten it up, because I don't want to change. This car is already on the frame. The frame and the bottom of the car is already painted. So I'm going to tighten that up, then drill and tap these, and then tighten them up. And that's how I do convertible style mounts. I went ahead and cut across that line on that piece, dropped it down and tacked it inside of there, so you get some kind of idea of what's happening. So you can see that cup is all the way down to the bottom. So now I can weld around this perimeter. Sorry, my lighting guys called out today. So around this edge, weld that whole edge. So when you tighten that bolt in there, now you're pulling down on the top of the cross member, and you're sandwiching the bottom of the cross member. So it's should be a pretty noticeable change as far as stiffening this body, so you won't get so much flex. I think from the factory, I was told the X frame is for articulation, because roads weren't as good as they are now, in theory. So that's why the frame was made to move. But if you're doing a pro street or a race car, or you want better handling or low riding like this car, that I highly recommend those 4 mounts. Make a nice difference.